This video will go over how to solve the last two centers of the 6x6 Rubik's Cube. Now for the 6x6, what we're going to do is we're first going to solve this center in the front first, and then when you solve the center in the front, the center on top automatically solves itself too. So the first step is to first identify what color this is. So this color is just going to be the opposite color of the color on the other side. Now, to figure this out, we can look at here, and this is white, and the opposite color of white is yellow. So that means that the front center is going to be yellow, and that is the center that we are going to be solving. So what we're going to do is we're going to solve it in bars. So we're going to first solve this bar and then solve this bar. So then we complete half of the center. And then we'll move over to the other half. So the first step is going to solve this inner center over here. Now I notice that there are already two solved center pieces over here, and this third center which needs to go here. So what I can do is I'm going to bring it up and then bring the center to where it needs to go, which is the bottom right, and then we can bring it back down. That was easy enough. And then next we're going to solve this piece, and this piece can go here, like that. So what we can do here is we can rotate the cube and then bring this down, move this, and then align it back up to solve this centerpiece over here. So we have finished one bar. The next step is going to be solving this second bar. Now I see there is a way that I could do this pretty quickly, which is I notice that these three pieces already create a second bar, and this is a missing piece. So what I could do is I could just bring everything up to pair, move it to its spot, and bring it down like that. Except most of the time it's not going to happen like that. So I'm going to show you what usually happens, which is you got some pieces up here, and let's say we're going to solve this bar. This bar is technically easier, but I'm going to use this bar as an example. And there are two solved pieces. And to solve a third piece, what I'm going to do is this piece needs to go here. So I am going to align that up, and then move it out of the way, and then bring it down. And then to solve this corner piece, this needs to be at the bottom right. There's a corner here, but it's at the top right. So to move it to the bottom right, we're going to bring it up, and then move this center to the bottom right, and then bring it down. Then we can pair it up. And then insert the bar. Now if you're extra clever, what you could have done here is to pair the center up to create the bar, but then instead of doing this and then inserting, what you could do instead is just pair, and then move it over here into this slice, and then move the left side and then insert it like that, and that is more efficient. Next, we're going to create the third bar, and we're still going to be able to create to solve all four pieces of this bar. So I see a yellow center over here, and this one is on the bottom right, so I'm going to move this to the bottom left so that they connect, move it out of the way, and then bring it down. Now I notice this yellow piece can go here, so what I can do to solve this would be wide R, U2 prime, wide R prime, and that solves the piece, and that actually solves this one over here, because at the bottom here, we could have also seen this as solving this piece, and then having this solved for us. Then we can insert, and then for the last one, most of the time, you're not going to be able to solve all four of the last pieces to make a bar all at once, but most of the time you can definitely get three, but sometimes you can get four, but most of the time you're not going to be able to get all four. So we're going to solve all three, and the one we're going to leave out is one of the edge centers. So this edge center is already connected, so I'm going to use this one. And then we can connect the corner, and this is in the top right, so I'm going to move the empty spot into the top right, and then pair, and then bring it down. Now we are left with this, and to solve this, all we need to do is to use this algorithm. Wide-r, u prime, and then third layer inner r, u, r prime, u prime, and then the third inner layer r prime. Now if you wanted to know how that commutator worked, commutators can be basically just 3 cycles of pieces. You can't cycle exactly 2 pieces, so what you would do actually is you would just take the piece at 1 and then say it needs to go to 2, but instead of putting 2 back to 1, because it is physically impossible to actually switch these 2 pieces, you actually just bring 2 to an already solved piece and it wouldn't make a difference, because without these numbers written on them, they would be the same piece. So 1 would go to 2, 2 would go to 3, and then it would actually be 3 that goes to 1. So what happens is, what you could do is we're going to bring 1 to 2, because 1 needs to go to 2. And then move it in line for 3 to go to 1. Like that. And then undo the first set of moves, which will bring 3 to where it's supposed to go. And then undo that, the second part, which will solve 2 and 1. I'm going to do another example, but this one's going to be explained much faster and might contain some more advanced concepts. So what I'm going to do is first we're going to solve one bar over here, and what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to make the bar like this, because I see that I can do this, which is like this m prime u2 m, which brings this to up here, because when you move it up, you can do like that. And actually I noticed when I was going up here, this already paired, so I'm just going to bring that down like that. And then this is a free bar. And then for the third bar, I see these two, I can pair this one. And then solve this one over here. And then solve this, which I can do like this, and that solves the 3 pieces. But instead of doing that, I could actually just directly insert it. And then I'll do the commutator.